You're listening to the Yahoo Finance Small Cap Show, powered by AGORACOM.com, the web's leading small cap portal.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm Al O'Grady, and with us today is the President and CEO of Freewest Resources, Mr. Mac Watson. Freewest Resources is a Canadian-based mineral exploration company focused on acquiring, exploring, and developing quality gold, base metal, and uranium properties. The company zeroes in on classical geological settings with specific interests in eastern Canada. Freewest Resources trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol FWR. Mr. Watson, welcome to the program.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Okay. Mac, let's get right into it. The date of today's recording, Tuesday, September 16th. You had a press release across the wires yesterday on the 15th. What was it all about, and what sort of impact is that going to have on the company?
Well, actually, we're in the Mcfaulds area of northern Ontario, and I think most people know where that, or at least have a pretty good idea of that is. That's where Noront discovered some high-grade nickel copper last year about this time. And then since then, they've also found two Chromite deposits, what's called Blackbird 1 and Blackbird 2. Anyway, we started our drill program last week. On our first hole, we're drilling for nickel copper because these are conductors, but also with the idea that on the other side of where the conductors are, there's usually is, or at least sometimes you can find chromite. So on our first hole, we kept the drill going, and we ended up with 100 meters of chromite mineralization. None of that is about 60 meters of massive chromite.
What sort of concentrations were you getting, Mac?
We haven't had any assays, but when Noront, when they had massive chromite, they were getting up to, I think, 50%. So we can probably say conservatively it's probably going to be in between 30 and 40%. Okay. Which is high grade.
Right. Okay, let's talk about Freewest more from a very generic standpoint. Give us some background on the company in general for those that are new to your story.
Well, the company started in 1994, and it was actually a spin-out of the original Freewest Resources. We had the original Freewest was involved in a gold play in a gold deposit with Hemlo north of Kirkland Lake, and we had 35%, and Hemlo wanted to. They wanted our piece, so we agreed to merge with them on a basis of one Hemlo for four Freewest, and that was a very good deal for the shareholders. They ended up with about stock worth about $4.50, and then this Hemlo only took the Holloway deposit, our 35% of the Holloway deposit, and we went off with the rest of the other properties and $3 million, and since then, we've been exploring, like you said, Eastern Canada, Quebec, Ontario, and the Maritimes.
Okay. Obviously, you have a significant interest up in Mcfaulds Lake, but that's not the only region. As you said, you have other properties. You want to take a moment just to outline some of the other projects in greater detail as to what they're about?
The most advanced property is a gold property in the Maritimes in New Brunswick. Actually, now where it's in southwestern New Brunswick, near St. Andrews. And we have a joint venture with a private company called Rockport. They are spending they'll be spending about $7.5 million to earn 50%. And at the moment we have somewhere between 400 and 500,000 ounces. And we're continuing to drill. We've been the drilling that's been going on in the last 6 months is all, but it's been deeper drilling. When I say deeper, it's not really that deep. It's between 100 meters and 300 meters. We've been able to follow the gold down, and the idea is to come up with somewhere between 500 and 1 million ounces, and I think this is doable.
Let's go back to Mcfaulds for a second. You had mentioned about the chromite mineralization. Is that really what you're focusing on, or are you also taking a look at gold, or really any mineral that comes your way and on your claims?
Well, I guess the main focus has been nickel copper and platinum palladium, like looking for the high grade that Noront came up with on their Eagle 1. However, since there's chromite up there, and also have a JV with Spider and KWG, and we've come up with good intersections of chromite on that property. They're earning in. We have 100% now, but they're earning into 50%, and then they could go up to 65%. But on our own 100% property, which is just 2 kilometers to the north, where we had this intersection this week, so we know that this chromite lands is running or bed is running from that deposit, the JV deposit, well up to the northeast, and so it covers an area of probably 6 kilometers.
Yeah, you have to be really excited about the prospects up there, aren't you?
Yeah, I think this is going to be huge. I think just on our own property, sort of back of the envelope estimation, we could you can easily see 100 million tons if we continue to come up with relatively the same type of intersection.
Okay, as you had mentioned, a number of explorers up in the Mcfaulds Lake area, the Ring of Fire. You had mentioned Noront. You're up there as well. A lot of area plays going on. What would you say is one of the key factors that sets you apart from other players up in that area?
I guess we've got this very, very similar geology, where we're close to the Noront discovery. We've got the same geology as Noront, so we expect to find the same type of mineralization as they found on the Noront property. Only I think we have probably more targets than they do. We just happen to have an excellent land position. It's not a large position, but we've got a dozen or so excellent targets that could be nickel copper, and we know that from the geology and from the geophysics that the chromite bed should extend for at least 3 kilometers on our own property, and possibly more.
Okay, let's talk about the commodities themselves. Everyone seems to have their own take as to where they're going to be going. Gold has been off lately. They were talking about $1,000 gold. Copper, actually, it's close to 5-year highs. What's your take on some of the commodities up there?
Well, I think gold has come down in the last few weeks, but you probably need close to $700 gold now, or between $600-700 gold to make a mine. So I don't think gold, we're going to see gold much lower, and I think going forward we'll see it much higher. And as far as the other commodities, nickel, copper, they've gone up, and they've also, especially nickel, and it's come down a great deal. But you probably need, I don't know exactly where it is right today, but it's probably around $7-8, and I think you probably need that to make a mine. So, Asia is going to continue to demand all our minerals, sort of thing. So I don't see the prices falling all that much certainly in the future. Okay.
Do some crystal ball gazing for us as far as Freewest is concerned. Where do you see the company, say, in the short term, 3 to 6 months, and also longer term, maybe 3 to 5 years down the road?
Well, in the short term, obviously we're going to have to follow. We're going to have to drill off these targets, nickel, copper, and if we come up with a nickel copper hit, well, you saw what happened to Noront last year, and it went to $7. So any kind of a decent hit for us is obviously going to make the stock go much higher. But failing that, we're obviously onto what looks like a very, very large chromite deposit, and that's going to make it's going to add value to the stock, to the shares, and looking down the road, if let's say we come up with the 50 to 100 million or more tons of good grade chromite, one of the large international mining companies will obviously come in and take us over.
Okay. Mac, that's it as far as the formal questions are concerned, but I will leave you with the last word. Any final thoughts? Anything you'd like to add right now?
Well, I think going forward we're going to have a lot of fun over the next 6 months, so just stay tuned.
Okay. Short and sweet. And on that note, Mac, I want to thank you very much for your time and sharing your thoughts with us about Freewest Resources.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Okay. And Freewest Resources trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol FWR. And you've been listening to Mac Watson, President and CEO of Freewest Resources, on today's Yahoo Small Cap Show, produced by AGORACOM. I'm Al O'Grady. Thanks for joining us.